People can't be excellent to you unless you're being excellent to yourself.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 hidden celebrity voice cameos in film and TV. For this list, we've ranked the best and most notable voice roles that are also very easy to miss. Any appearance where their voice is heard but their face isn't seen is in with a shot.
Okay, I think that's a little more insight than we had in mind.
Number 20, Jason Sudeikis, The Mandalorian.
Speeder bikes have arrived at the checkpoint with the asset waiting confirmation. Knock it off.
Cast your minds back to 2019, and how do you briefly turn a well-known comedian into public enemy number one? Of course, you get him to punch a defenseless Grogu. Briefly showing up as one of two bike scout troopers during the season 1 finale of The Mandalorian, Sudeikis is tasked with ferrying the series star, who's unceremoniously bundled inside his bag.
Should we offer that thing some water? You just want to look at it. So what? You got to see it. Barely. I mean, I grabbed it up off the ground and I stuffed it in a sack. It's more than I got to see it.
A little movement, though, a slight noise, and our cameo hits out. And for a few hours at least, the internet did not like it. Special mention to Adam Pally, though, who also lays into the little guy, much to the ire of fans.
Ow! Serves you right.
Number 19, Nicole Kidman, Panic Room.
I can't hear a thing. What do you think they want? I don't know. Rob us. I don't know.
David Fincher's Panic Room was very nearly a very different movie. Original casting saw Nicole Kidman as Meg Altman and Hayden Panettiere as her daughter, Sarah. However, Panettiere left just before filming began and was replaced by Kristen Stewart. Then, Kidman withdrew after she suffered a knee injury and was replaced by Jodie Foster.
What? He's saying that we don't have a phone. How could he know that?
And that might have been that, except eagle-eyed or eagle-eared viewers noticed that, actually, Kidman wasn't entirely absent from the final film. It's her voice on the end of the line in one scene when Foster's character dials out of the titular panic room.
Steven. Put Steven on the line.
Who is this?
It's Meg.
Do you know what time it is?
Put him on the phone, bitch.
Number 18, Dwayne Johnson, Free Guy.
Everybody down on the ground!
Nobody try to be a hero, this'll all be over soon.
In truth, there are a number of A-listers who we might have gone for with this movie, including Hugh Jackman as the masked avatar in the alleyway.
Hey, you really British, or is that an accent filtered?
And John Krasinski, who voices a silhouetted gamer documentary style. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just really kills it as bank robber number 2. Although Johnson didn't physically portray the role, he did lend his voice to the part. And no surprise, it was the perfect fit to leave Ryan Reynolds' character pretty shaken up.
You broke into something? I'm the robber. You're the guy who lies down and takes it.
Number 17, Steven Spielberg, Paul.
What have you been doing here all this time?
You know, I've been kicking back, man. I've been shooting the shit. I've been advising the government.
Not just the government.
Written by and starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, Paul was always meant to pay homage to all the classic science fiction movies there ever has been. But arguably, no scene does this better than the brief flashback in which Paul doubles up as essentially an advisor to one Steven Spielberg.
And I want him to have some kind of a special power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something messianic.
Okay, Steven, how about cellular revivification?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And yes, the voice on the other end of the phone is the real deal. Spielberg reportedly suggested the scene to Pegg and Frost as a joke, but they went ahead and made it happen, and we're glad they did.
Like maybe his finger lights up at the end when he reaches out and touches?
Maybe. You know, sometimes I find less is more.
Hey, trust me.
Number 16, Meryl Streep, King of the Hill.
My husband, Alphonse Dautrieve. Guillaume's uncle by blood.
She's a multiple Oscar winner, has delivered countless classic roles, and her colleagues almost universally rate her as one of the finest there's ever been. So, when Meryl Streep rocked up on King of the Hill, it took many fans a few watch-throughs to finally twig that it was her.
If they are not strummed soon, I'm afraid. Well, they really need to be strummed.
This is right out of Shakespeare.
And that's nothing against King of the Hill either. It's just a somewhat surprising entry on the Streep filmography. Nevertheless, in the show, she plays Bill's Aunt Esme, complete with a southern drawl that's dripping with glorious disdain.
I think it would be best if you took your leave.
Number 15, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Knives Out.
As a self-made man myself, I have to express my admiration for how you followed in your father's footsteps.
Thank you.
Rian Johnson's whodunit caper is certainly celebrated for its many, many layers of slight and nuance, but even the most dedicated sleuth may have missed that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in the film.
You think your guys can digitize this so we can scan it properly?
Sure, he's not actually on the bill, but that's because he provides the voice for a detective character called Detective Hard Rock, on a show that's watched by some of the characters in the movie.
I didn't murder nobody. You slashed his face open, you left him bleeding in the street like a stuck pig, then you crushed his skull with a forklift and burned his hands off to erase the fingerprints. You'll never prove it.
What's possibly even better, though, is that Gordon-Levitt also gives his voice to the follow-up Glass Onion as well, where he's the voice of the hourly dong.
Oh, amazing.
Well, what is that?
That's the hourly dong.
Number 14, John Hamm, a single man.
But he also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent.
When John Hamm speaks, you listen, not least when he's chaotically cruising through the triumphs and disasters of advertising in 60s New York as Don Draper in Mad Men. But here, his uniquely enigmatic tone may well have been missed altogether, given the drama of the scene he's in.
This is Harold Ackerley. I'm Jim's cousin.
Oh, of course. Yes, good evening, Mr. Ackley.
I'm afraid I'm calling with some bad news.
Colin Firth takes the lead in A Single Man, much of which is built around a life-changing phone call. Shortly after his lover Jim has died, first George Falconer answers a call from a member of Jim's family.
It happened late yesterday, but his parents didn't want to call you.
John Hamm provides the voice for a devastating moment.
Will there be a service?
The day after tomorrow.
Well, I suppose I should get off the phone and book a plane flight.
The service is just for family.
Number 13, Miley Cyrus, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You know, it's a shame that it took the tragedy of losing Yondu to bring us all together again.
The Marvel mid and post-credit scenes have served up their fair share of classic moments in the past, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was suitably stacked. Probably the most out-there element, however, was the introduction of Mainframe, an advanced AI green-eyed robot head and a key figure for the Ravagers. In Mainframe's first outing, the voice was provided by Miley Cyrus.
I miss you guys so much!
Her fleeting one-line role may have been lost to time, however, as the character was later played by the voice work veteran Tara Strong.
Hey guys, you're about to be boarded by the United Ravagers. You can surrender and turn over any stuff worth anything and live, or you can die. So it's up to you.
Number 12, Kristen Wig, Her.
Sexy Kitten has accepted invitation from Big Guy 4x4. Chat begins now.
Naturally, the main voice to associate with Spike Jonze's near-future love story is Scarlett Johansson's, who plays Samantha, the AI that Joaquin Phoenix's character Theodore falls for. However, there are a couple of quick-fire cameos in amongst all of the other tech-driven relationship drama. There's Bill Hader, who's credited as a chat room friend number 2, and is a man pretending to be a woman.
Hi, I just want you to tear me apart. I really do.
Next.
But then there's Kristen Wig as Sexy Kitten.
Hi, I'm here alone and I can't sleep. Who's out there to share this bed with me?
Another of Theodore's late-night chat partners. It's an interaction that's short but memorable, thanks to Wig's off-the-wall approach.
Hey, I'm half asleep. Do you want to wake me up?
Yes, definitely.
Number 11, Hannibal Buress, The Nice Guys.
I'm falling asleep at the wheel here, man. I need you to drive.
While typically known as a stand-up comic, it takes a special kind of actor to pull off the lesser practiced role of a hallucinated talking bumblebee. Hannibal Buress' voice cameo as exactly that has, as a result, earned its own particular spot in the hearts and minds of moviegoers everywhere, or at least for those who clocked him.
Idiot, you didn't know that?
You fly everywhere, you don't even drive. What do you know?
He's got a point there, Bumble.
Yeah, whatever.
Amidst everything else that this Ryan Gosling/Russell Crowe buddy comedy throws our way, a human-sized bug just chilling on the back seat actually does make sense. And Burris' deadpan delivery is spot on.
But now the smog is just disgusting, man. It's just, this pollution is out of control. All the bees are riding around in cars these days.
Wake up! Wake up! March! Ah, wake up! Wake up!
Number 10, Ed Harris, Gravity.
ISS, this is Houston. Explorer, this is Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Mission abort. Repeat. Mission abort.
Hands up if the kind of cameos you most enjoy are those that are made solely to show the filmmaker's appreciation for the movies that came before them. If your hand's up, then put it down. People will stare. But Ed Harris in Gravity is right up your street. In Alfonso Cuarón's sci-fi thriller, Harris voices Mission Control, and that's cool because Harris is perhaps most famous for his Oscar-nominated role as Apollo flight director Gene Kranz in 1995's Apollo 13. The circle completes, and it feels good.
Quiet down. Quiet down. Let's stay cool, people. Procedures, I need another computer up in the RTCC. I want everybody to alert your support teams. Wake up anybody you need, get them in here. Let's work the problem, people. Let's not make things worse by guessing.
Number 9, Ozzy Osborne, Trolls World Tour. As is often the way with big-budget animated franchises, the cast list for Trolls is long and seriously creaking with celeb talent. But does it really get better than metal icon Ozzy Osborne as the bumbling, mumbling, and unknowably ancient Thrash? We think not. A retired rocker with a rebellious spirit, Thrash isn't far off from Osborne's own persona. But still, when this troll raises the devil horns, you know he's doing it from the heart.
Yeah! Rock and roll!
Number 8, Natalie Portman, Bluey.
Now, if you aren't happy with your whale watching trip, I'll give you your money back. Lovely.
There's just no getting away from the Bluey phenomenon, loved as it is by kids and adults alike. And unsurprisingly, there's now a growing list of famous voices that appear in the show, but Natalie Portman is easily the easiest to miss.
Whales travel extremely long distances into warm waters to have their babies.
Oh, so cute.
In the Season 3 episode, Whale Watching, Portman provides the narration for a TV documentary about whales that Bluey and co. watch. It's another case of a celeb voice that's used on a show within a show, and if you noticed it right away, then seriously, how did you do that?
There's nothing a whale mom wouldn't do for her children.
Ooh.
Number 7, Lawrence Fishburne, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. What do you get when you cross Morpheus from The Matrix with an in-movie commercial from a mid-2000s dark comedy?
I prefer Gennaro's, but what do I know? I'm a bear. I suck the heads off fish.
Only one of the most bizarre A-list cameos of all time. In Shane Black's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Michelle Monaghan's character Harmony once starred in a strange beer commercial during which a talking bear delivers the punchline.
Well, you know the one with the bear? And it goes, well, this is funny. I prefer Gennaro's.
Gennaro's, but I'm a bear. What do I know? I suck the heads off fish. That was you.
Yeah.
And while the role goes uncredited, Lawrence Fishburne is that bear.
I prefer Gennaro's, but what do I know? I'm a bear. I suck the heads off fish.
Number 6, Conan O'Brien, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 2.
What can we say about our next guest that hasn't been said before? Frank?
While Conan enjoys more than one link to the Caped Crusader, having also voiced the Riddler in the Lego Batman movie, he seamlessly snuck into another Batman tale, playing a role a little closer to home. In this 2-part straight-to-video animated adaptation of Frank Miller's classic comic book, an aging Batman is forced out of retirement to fight crime once again. O'Brien's bit in the story is as David Endocrine, a late-night talk show host who, in the show, is quite the lookalike.
Joker, you've asked for a chance to share your side of things. I'm told you've killed about 600 people. How exactly does your side of that go?
Endocrine's part is short-lived, however, as he meets his fate at the hands of Joker. Number 5, Keanu Reeves, Keanu.
Hello, Clarence. It's me, Keanu. Meow.
Celebrities cameoing as themselves is hardly new news. The Simpsons made it an art form.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Didn't I?
But playing the part of a live-action cat who's named after you? For Keanu Reeves, it's just another day at the office. In this frankly absurd but also kind of brilliant movie, Keanu is a lost kitten who gets his finder, Rel, played by Jordan Peele, wrapped up in all sorts of unsavory business. But the highlight is surely when Keanu speaks, during a drug-addled dream sequence. Reeves was reportedly dubious about actually playing his cat self, but in the end, it was perfect.
It's time to wake up. Where you go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Oh, right. The Matrix.
Number 4, Trevor Noah, Black Panther.
Remote piloting system activated.
Here we have a cameo that's literally made headlines in some quarters, purely because so many fans missed it. In fairness, there is quite a lot happening in Black Panther, so nailing down the voice of Gryet possibly wasn't your #1 priority. But even so, take yourself back to the final battle on Wakanda, and we see Martin Freeman's Everett Ross in full flow.
What the hell was that?
The lab is under attack. What? Where? Deactivating hologram.
That AI guy that's in his ear, that's Trevor Noah. From The Daily Show to the MCU, it's not exactly a well-trodden path, but he makes it work.
System rebooting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. System rebooted.
Number 3, Michael Jackson, The Simpsons.
Who are you? Hi, I'm Michael Jackson from The Jacksons.
I'm Homer Simpson from The Simpsons.
On the one hand, this is perhaps one of the most famous guest appearances on The Simpsons ever. But on the other, Michael Jackson neither plays himself directly, nor is he credited as Michael Jackson for the role. Instead, his character is called Leon Kompowski, and MJ's in the credits as John J. Smith.
Hey, Looney Tunes! This is what Michael Jackson looks like. You look like a big fat mental patient.
You'd be amazed how often I hear that.
The singer was reportedly very particular about exactly the role he would play, and his involvement even led to The Simpsons rewriting their own rules about guest voices from there on out. Ultimately, Jackson is only on the speaking parts, and not on the singing scenes, which are performed by sound-alike Kip Lennon.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one. But the kid is not my son.
Wow.
Number 2, John Larroquette, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths.
You may not immediately suspect that an actor who'd go on to make his living in sitcoms will have also started out narrating one of the most famous horror movies of all time, but that's the career path taken by John Larroquette. In 1974, when he was just starting out, it's his tones you can hear atmospherically setting the scene for one of the bloodiest movies of a generation. He got his break as the narrator on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Lighthearted projects like Night Court and the John Larroquette Show would follow, but before all of that, it was guts, gore, and Leatherface.
The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, George Clooney, South Park.
Hiya, Sparky. Who's that? That's my new dog, Sparky.
George Clooney is well known for being a big fan of South Park, so you might expect that when he dropped by the studio to cut a cameo, Trey Parker and Matt Stone would grant him a prominent part, especially as he appears in just the 4th episode of the first season. But of course, no. Instead, Clooney provides the panting for Stan's dog, Sparky. No dialogue, just panting. We should note that Jay Leno has also once voiced the meows of a cat on South Park, with the show seemingly turning animal noises into a rite of passage. While not quite so unexpected, Clooney did lead his voice to another role, a doctor in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Son, I have some bad news. We accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. You have about 3 seconds to live.
Which was your favorite cameo? Which did you spot or miss? Be sure to let us know in the comments.
Tell me this. Were you here to till the soil and nurture the vine? Or were you just playing in the garden?
Playing.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.